What the hell was that? It's a shame we'll never actually see the landing of that clip. I don't know why Joe isn't posting full clips on his Instagram anymore. It always cuts off like that. Anyway, what up? It's Brandon here. Welcome back to Blading News, your #1 rollerblading news source. And you already know it. This is once again back to back, brought to you by Skids Grind Plates, the best way to grind off your skates. One of my favorite rollerblading channels, 30 and Rolling, did a really good review on them. I'm going to link to it in the corner if you're curious about them a bit more. I have my own review coming, but his is probably better than mine will ever be. The coolest thing about these, you can grind anything on them. They slide. I don't know why skates aren't made out of this. You can grind any surface. It's crazy. And we all know how much you all miss soap shoes. This is the best thing we got right now, the closest thing to that. Can't recommend them more. They'll be linked in the description. Thanks to them again for supporting this series. But enough of that. As always, let's just roll into it with some industry news. And the first thing I want to talk about today is a recap on a previous story I covered, I think last episode, about Diaby getting his account hacked. I said that if I found his new account, I'd link it to you. And yeah, he's got a new account. I'll link it in the description. Shout out to the people in the comments that let me know about it. But yeah, go give it a follow. Help this guy recover from the massive loss of followers he got, man. It sucks. In other news, that massive new event called What Year Is It at Woodward has been postponed to next year for obvious reasons, right? No, I think this is a really good call. We really shouldn't be having any big meetups anywhere right now. These big events like that will indirectly kill people, which I think is a line that we shouldn't be crossing. You know, we can just wait another year till when things are a bit safer, hopefully. So yeah, shout out to the guys running that because that was a really good call. I'm glad to see it. Woodward will still be open for rollerbladers that day. It's just the official event won't be going on. So if you did have something solidly booked, you can still go. And some much better news. I want to talk about the fact that rollerblading is getting more and more exposure right now. Even more than the fact that it was trending on Google. And this comes in two new forms. The first one being the fact that Sports Illustrated posted a clip of a rollerblader doing a fish brain down a kink route. So this is a really sick clip by Anthony. I really liked it. I remember seeing it a while ago just thinking it was cool. You know, freestyle fish brains, you never see those anymore. Especially with the little grass roll, I loved it. But it's a really big deal that Sports Illustrated shared this because Sports Illustrated is massive. Just on the Instagram, they got 1.4 million followers. You know, that's a lot of exposure for rollerblading. A really good point was brought to my attention by this new channel I found, which I'm going to talk about more later. He brought up the fact that, you know, this clip, when it got showed to like the general public outside of rollerblading, all the things that most rollerbladers think are the reason why people don't really notice rollerblading, they didn't matter at all. No one cared that he didn't grab his fish brain. No one cared that he was wearing some weird pants, you know, with a little grass roll. They just saw a rollerblader doing a 1 foot grind down a massive kink route and thought it was sick. He said a lot better. I'm going to link to that video. You should definitely check out. I'll talk more about it later, but yeah, that's just one point. The other big piece of exposure we got was the official X Games Instagram sharing some old rollerblade clips. These are some absolutely sick vert clips from Fabiola, which is absolutely sick because it's not only just showing skating to a lot of new people, it's showing some really dope skating from Fabiola. And the X Games official Instagram has 2.8 million followers, so there's a massive amount of exposure, even more than Sports Illustrated. But it doesn't even end with that Instagram post there. Over on their YouTube channel, they posted 2 old recaps of rollerblading very recently in the last week or so. Once again, it was more of Fabiola, as well as a throwback to the Yasutoko brothers. They were some of the reasons why I got into rollerblading, just finding them on YouTube. So who knows the impact just posting these videos again, these throwback videos will have. Now, just personally, on my opinion on the X Games, I absolutely hated the X Games. Up until very recently, I thought they were horrible for turning their backs on rollerblading when they did. The way Barely Did, the documentary, made it sounded like it was a personal attack on rollerblading at the time when they kicked us out. It felt like they were a huge part of why rollerblading went so underground. But thanks to a really excellently well done video essay by Roll Minnesota again, he's just killing it with those video essays. I learned a lot more about that, what actually happened at the X Games and why rollerblading's not in it at the moment. One of the big important parts of that is the fact that rollerblading wasn't the only thing to get cut from the X Games that year. There was a ton of other sports that got kicked as well. You don't see them complaining about it, right? You probably do, but he goes into a lot more detail about everything about that. I highly recommend checking it out. I don't want to spoil it too much. Even though the X Games is probably just sharing this because they're running out of content to share, you know, and they need to put something out, not being able to go out and get new stuff. It's cool nonetheless, it's exposure, and it's them not pretending that rollerblading doesn't exist. So it's good all around if you ask me. But I do still definitely think that Feist, I can't remember, is a much better skate comp because they have always included all sports. So the fact that even scootering isn't in the X Games right now. It shows a big disconnect between what's actually happening in action sports and the X Games. It makes the X Games not really feel like the Olympics of action sports because it's so not representative of what action sports is. So hopefully they can change that, but who knows. Just props to Feast for doing that from the start. You know, it's cool as. That's it for industry news this fortnight. Let's move on to everyone's favorite part of the show, product news. We're going to start off with new skates because I know you're all here just to see some new skates. The first ones we got is the new GAWDS skates, the Franky 2. Once again, looking like some Jordans with wheels. They're absolutely sick. And the coolest thing about it is it's got Franky putting out some more clips, and damn, I've missed some of his clips because he's insane. There's so many new promo clips of him doing this all over the internet. And yeah, it's good to see, and this is a sick skate. We got another update from those reborn oxygen skates that this guy's making from scratch again using 3D printing. Here they are here, they're looking sick. He's looking for more feedback and possibly testing them more. We're in the future, look at this. We've got a new skate from Micro and it's called the Shaper. It's a kid's skate and it looks absolutely sick. I think it looks a lot better than all the other skates they've released so far. And yeah, I'm always glad to see some new products for some kids out there. Back to aggressive though, Wish Frames just came out with a bunch of new colors. Just to quickly list all the colors that are coming out of them, we got blue, red, white, yellow, black, gray, and pink. And people are really buzzing about the pink. I've seen Blade Club Shiro. It looks like a sick color. I'm glad to see there's some more pink products coming out there. You saw how well those Conjure wheels did. Everyone I've ever heard talk about these raves about how amazing they are. And it's cool to see that you now even have a bunch of color options in them. Hopefully I can be bothered trying them out someday. I've spent way too much on frames, so geez. And some really quick Rollerblade clothing news. Them released a couple new designs. They brought back the rugby shirt, which looks absolutely sick. They've also got this Unit ET, which also looks sick. And that channel I talked about at the start of this, 30 and Rolling, he just released a new face mask. But the cool thing he's doing here is the face mask supports charity as well as him, so it's like a win-win. He's not just profiting off selling a face mask in a pandemic, which I really like. You should definitely check it out. And that's it for product news. Let's move on to my favorite part of the show, media you should check out. And first up, we're going to start off with this picture of the perfect skate, what everyone wants their skates to look like, right? And then some Instagram insanity, clips that shouldn't just be posted on Instagram because they're way too good. We got a sick little montage from Martin Danning, who's another one of my favorite skaters, doing some sick, ridiculously hard styly tricks. We got the exact same vibe coming from Levi, you know, the Rossi's Pro, showing us why he's a Rossi's Pro. This whole montage is just absolutely ridiculous, man. I got so pumped off this. It directly influenced the session I had that day, so shout out to Levi. And you know the other Rollerblading news channel, you know, the host, he's got a new Instagram where he's using the new 360 camera he got thanks to Bladed Union. Bladed Union's amazing as well. Shout out to both of them. But you should definitely go follow it because he's posted some cool stuff. I really like this little line he did with all his mates, and it makes me wish I had more than just 1 or 2 people to skate with, and that I could skate with them enough for it not to be weird, you know? Rossi's brought out a new team part. I feel like I never see team parts from brands anymore, so this is really cool. It's called Zika. That's definitely not how you say that, right? They managed to film this right before the world went into lockdown. It's a cool piece, you should definitely check it out. And a little bit of something to get you excited. Billy O'Neill has confirmed that he is working on a VOD and it's coming out soon. After 7 years off releasing parts, he's going to be releasing his first VOD and I cannot wait to see it. So stay tuned for that. If you're looking for a VOD, man, have I got a good one for you. I knew this one was going to be good when in the last Blade news I had multiple comments saying I should mention it. And this is called Candy. This is one of the best videos I've seen all year. Now this VOD is massive. It's 42 minutes long, but it does not feel like it's 42 minutes long. It is absolutely fire the whole way through. But the craziest parts of this whole thing is Andrew Broom's section and Mason's section. I used to absolutely love Mason's skating back when I was skating rims. I always wondered where he's been. It's good to see that he's still absolutely insane, just ridiculous. This whole part is so good. I can't hype it up more. It's well and truly worth the $15 that it costs. You should definitely go check it out. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. Go check it out. And earlier in this video, I talked about a channel I wanted to shout out. And here we are, we're going to talk about it again. It's the channel by Corey English. Now this is a relatively new channel. He hasn't got much of a backlog yet, but it is really good. It's not often that I see a channel start off this strong. His videos are really good. They really remind me of John Hill from the skateboarding scene. He's like the rollerblader of that. He's doing a really good job. He's executing it really well. His videos are really entertaining. And yeah, you should definitely go check them out. I'm going to link to the one about Sports Illustrated that it influenced the way I was thinking about rollerblading. It's really good. But there's other ones in there that you should definitely go check out as well. He'll be linked in the description, of course, and up in that corner. And you should definitely go check him out because he's doing good stuff, and I can't wait to see more from him. Links to absolutely everything I talked about today, not just the media, the products, the news. All of it will be in the description down below, along with the bonus link that you should check out. Since I cannot keep up with my requested DMs on Instagram, I've set up a new way for you to let me know about a new product or video or something you want me to feature in Blading News. It's a new form, a Google form you can fill out. It'll be linked in the description as well. But yeah, that's it for Blading News. If you want to support the series, consider hitting that join button next to the subscribe button, or just subscribing. That helps just as much. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Huge shout out to my Blading News correspondents, Ben and Matt, as well as the rest of my patrons and members. And I'll see you guys later on. Peace out.